creates energy, creates your reality. That's when I rose up. But what this system, what this queen broke down is this. Our bags out here understanding pop culture. You can understand pop culture because that's what we were given to grow up through, all the way to the days when I was growing up. And to now, pop culture is what it is, but you don't have to stay in those lower chakras. You can still come up and be spiritual and raise up out of those chakras through anything you've done or went through. You can raise up, raise your vibration. It ain't about being the most woke. That woke stuff is a fake agenda to keep our divine feminine trapped, because a lot of the men, which is run by men, that community, and the tag along women, all they do is try to teach you, oh, polygamy is good. What type of real woke woman want the energy, want the situation where they sitting around dealing with a man that's dealing with a woman that ain't leveling up, that ain't clearing her energies mentally, physically, and spiritually? Get rid of the bad energies and rise up in these chakras. They turn around and still dealing with women through the guise of polygamy that ain't trying to raise their vibration. Now you're mixing those energies. You're taking the real bad down, man. So that polygamy stuff, they try to keep you in those circles. That shit ain't a way of life, man. Way of life is raising your family. A melanated king with a melanated queen. Be it Latin, be it a what they want to call black woman, but that's B-Lat. I call her melanated queen. That's what you want, that melanated baddie that done been there, that done been through the trials and tribulations, that done rose up out of her lower chakra, which is ego. You have to create a balance. A balance. If you stay in lower chakra, you stay in ego, which I termed and I coined the term evil going off. That's ego. That's what you want to come out of, man. So when I seen this sister post that was my confirmation. She sent something to the ethers, man. But you got to be able to be in the focus. You got to be able to be in the mindset to catch that. But she put it there to the ethers. So it's other kings that probably caught it too. There's other sisters that caught it, that responded to what she put on her page. But the bottom line is this. You have to come out of that lower chakra and rise up. You don't have to be so-called woke, because that's a phony, fake agenda to capture our women, to keep them capped, to keep our community capped, the same way they infiltrated Black Panther Party, any organization, the same way they created the fake civil rights movement. As you see today, we have no civil rights. They also came up with this woke agenda to keep you capped from rising, from divine feminine rising. Because you got these stars, so-called stars out here, entertainers, these women with degrees that's still part of this beast system. And guess what? They running around acting like Jezebels. Married women twerking at events. They're supposed to be rich and they think that's cute. No, that's trying to cap divine feminine and show that the Black woman ain't no God. This is who she is. Y'all got to understand from day one what they've done to our divine feminine. I'm going to break it down. You must understand the beginning and understand the ending. And trust, I'm not here. This ain't about preaching, man. This is about sharing what I shared. Because I have a channel, but it shows my growth. It's not about telling you how you should be and what you should be. It was showing my growth. On my YouTube channel, which is Spiritual Streetz, you go back to it and you will see from day one. I started with loyalty is everything to what I'm ending up with now. Truth to divine feminine bags. Because they the real ones. And the energy I'm bringing today, it ain't emotion, it's energy. It was good to get the cosign from the higher divine feminine and then see the feminine at this level, in this realm, also speak on that truth, man. That put it out there in her words, but you had to be able to be elevated to catch that. But I'm going to tell you something, man. These circles, these things that we got ourselves involved in, these queens, they have tried to keep them capped from day one. They try to give you an Eve, and that's when they want to show Eve as black, that listen to the serpent, that supposedly put society in a tailspin. No. The true story behind that was she turned around and exposed who the serpent was in that garden. It wasn't about falling for his dumbness. You falling for his dumbness now when you're out there twerking. When you want to be an Instagram model showing ass. When you want to be strippers. When you want to stay into your lower ego. That's when you sit there and keep falling for it. That divine phenomenon exposed the serpent. But they always turn everything around. What it is what it is not. And what it is not is what it is, y'all. And that's what you need to understand. What they try to present to you is what it isn't. They give you everything invert. And what it is not, which means your divine discernment, your intuition. That's what it is. Don't go. These cats ain't never gave you nothing righteous to go for. Even that Bible, 80% of it is BS. You got to be able to look through it to pick out what you need to pick out. But trust and believe, I don't look through it to sit down and read it. I go to there when I'm directed to. I don't sit down and read that garbage. And that's what it is, because it's been based on a fake psychological operation to cap and keep our divine feminine dumbed down. But from day one, they exposed who the serpent was. But they had you thinking because of that. And they wanted to point the finger toward the black Eve. She what brought society down, and they created a second Adam, who they made white man, white woman. Then you see the second Adam that supposedly all of a sudden turned around and what? Turned around and made society better? No, absolutely not. You see what we have today. Y'all see what we have today. And I'm going to tell you something. You got to understand the beginning to understand the end. When you had Sodom and Gomorrah being destroyed, Lot and his wife and them was getting up out of there, supposedly. This is the whole deal. When they said, oh, his wife turned around and turned into a pillar of salt, another lie. Another lie, y'all. You know what Lot wife did? She said, hold up. If I keep following these cats, I'm going back to the same mess again. I got to go within. She turned around and went within. Lot's wife turned around and went within, and she rose above that. She raised her vibration, man. She became divine feminine. Something they didn't want in this land. And so right now, when I see those divine feminine baddies, that's Lot's wife going within, man. That is Lot's wife going within, raising her vibration through all her obstacles. But then the other agenda to this woke stuff, this black conscious comedic mess, it tries to teach you, oh, watch out for these women that have been through this and been through that. They trying to raise their vibration now. You better watch out for them. No. If you clean yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually, and you get rid of the imprints of that old garbage inside you, absolutely, you deserve like anybody else to rise up. That's another mind game they play. They try to make a man feel like you don't want any woman that been through because she damaged goods. No. You was damaged goods also. I was damaged goods at one point. Till guess what? I got to where I needed to be mentally, physically, and spiritually. Which then just opened the world to me. Financially on every level. Without even having engaged in this matrix. Lot's wife turned around. And she went back within. But they told her she turned into a pillar of salt. Liars. They liars. And that's what you got to watch out. They're always going to give you the story inverted. But I done gave you the real breakdown. Lot's wife was a baddie. She was a baddie that understood it ain't about religion. It ain't about this woke movement that Lot was trying to get her to follow behind. It was about going within, connected to the Most High yourself. And that's where you get Israel from. It ain't no darn country. Israel is Isis, the woman. Ra, the man. El, son of God. Elohim, son of God, means all people, men and women. Israel. That's what that's about. It ain't about no darn country. Israel must rise. That's garbage. It's all made up by the same people that create this reality, this matrix they want to keep you trapped in. But when you get a queen that speak out, like I just said, and I just quoted her, that's when you know you get a queen that understands that they out there, y'all. And that's all I'm messing with. You can have a degree or not have a degree, but you better be able to rise up. You better be able to come within, to go without, because that's what has helped us. That's what has got us to the point where we at today, because we got them baddies coming out, man, to understand spirituality. It ain't about that, but yeah, you got the fake ones, the ones out there faking jacks. I call it faking jacks. Yeah, you got that. You also got the men out there running this, believe in the comedic, black conscious polygamy stuff, where all they doing is continuing to keep a woman's energy tossed up and capped up and twisted. No, you don't want imprints on you, just like a man or woman. You don't want to be out there as a man sleeping with a whole bunch of women. You want to be out there with a whole bunch of men. That junk is capped. You don't want that, man. So when you got a divine feminine baddie getting on her Instagram page telling you what I just told you, that spirituality, it ain't about being the most woke, because that shit is a trap. It's a trap to keep you from elevating. I appreciate that. I admire that. I caught that energy, and I'm sharing it now. And she gave me that energy, man. Gave me that energy. And our baddies, they don't overcome. They don't overcome by cleansing themselves and raising up. But you got to make sure, too, as a man that's on that level, that you got one that ain't faking jacks, that she real about her, that she going to be loyal, because loyalty is everything. But it ain't something you give it, you got to earn. But you got to make sure she got the potential to you to put your energy out there, because as a righteous man, you definitely got to watch yourself from these women out here that's claiming divine feminine that's faking jacks. You know the real from the fake once you understand your discernment and your energy. Protect your energy, y'all. And that's what I was telling y'all. Frequency times vibration is energy. That is energy. Frequency times vibration is energy, y'all. Your boy Barry Israel, I knew, is fired up today, man. I'm fired up because that was my confirmation. This is my last real video I'm bringing, because it's all about divine feminine energy and what they're trying to take down and what's really here today and what all of this has all been about. Still capping our divine feminine energy, making our women look bad because they don't even understand it's always been about them. From the first lie they told in that garden about her, what her mission really was. It's all been a lie, man. It's all been a lie. Let me sit down. Let me sit down now and finish bringing you this message, man. Our bad isn't overcome. But once you understand frequency times vibration is energy. And what it means by that, like I had freaking thoughts about this. Then I caught the vibration from divine feminine in this realm. Already got the download from the other realm. Boom, here now you see the energy. Just like when you want to accomplish a goal, man, I tell people, knowledge ain't power. Because they feed you fake knowledge, they feed you lies, they feed you BS, and then some people get so-called knowledge, don't even use it to help it benefit anything, and then a lot of it is fake, man. Information is power, because when you take information, I did a vid on that. One of my first 4 vids when I started my page. Information is power, not knowledge. Once you get information, you can turn that into a business. Divine feminine baddies, they out there with their little businesses going. Crystals, whatever it is, it ain't about making a lot of money. It ain't about being all materialistic. But when you're in the right mind, right frame, you want to spend well, do this and that, and spend right anyway where you living in wealth, in abundance, because it's your mind. It ain't about the materialistic thing. It's about just being able to provide and do what you need to do, because you find a way to shine naturally. It's what it's about. You don't got to be a part of no fake woke agenda. You shine naturally within, man. That's where that comes from. You can't fake this. You can't fake this. But our divine feminine, man, that's what it's about. They know how to create. They know how to do what they need to do, man, for their families. They got the real kings standing by who they trying to run off, but they still there hanging with their families, man. Respect to that queen. She know who she is. I don't want to put it out there because the energy I come with, you know what it is. You know what it is, but there's no cap here. They already know the deal. I'm going to shut down a lot with the BS. Because some of us, like I said, is DNA coded where you just get information higher. But it ain't about how high you get. It's about being able to control and come out of your lower nature, man. Some of us just get it through bloodline. Some of us get it because you just wake up, because the universe wants you to wake up. About how high you get, it's about being able to control and come out of your lower nature, man. Some of us just get it through bloodline. Some of us get it because you just wake up, because the universe wants you to wake up and understand. But everybody has their own individual connection and growth. No one person can tell you how to connect to the universe, to the Most High. It comes for you, man. It comes for you. You got your own growth, the own way you do it. I'm going to tell y'all something, man. This is what makes the baddie special, when they can get out there and tell you, hey, I'm spiritual without having to be woke. They understand that woke mess is a fake agenda, man. It's corrupt. It's trying to corrupt our queens, man. For real. Trying to kick that polygamy stuff, man. But the good baddies versus the bad baddies, I broke it down. The good ones that get caught up in that polygamy mess, all they doing is getting bad energies transferred back in. Because that man ain't going to run around and vet everybody he did when you don't need that anyway, man. You can't really grow like that. You just sitting there running around with foolish pleasure. So that's why I don't mess with that black comedic mess. That's why I don't mess with that, any of that stuff, man. Because it's fake. It's part of the man's agenda to once again cap and capture the rise of the divine feminine and the black family. The true messiahs, the true Elohims. Israel ain't no country. Israel is within you. You are the Trinity within your household. That man, that woman, and that family, those sons and those daughters, they make up the family. They make up Israel. Stop going for their narrative and their BS, man. Focus on your family, your significant other. That's the real rise. That's where it's really at. That's the real strength. When you see me get up at the end of mine and I do this right here is a symbol of the fallopian tubes, the horns, which symbolizes fallopian tubes of the black woman. It's inverted. It's one on top of another. That signifies strength. You see me do that in a lot of my videos. That's simple. That shows fertility, means no abortions, no cat. That's fertility. That's rising up. That's our goddesses, man. That's why we got to protect them. We got to protect them. It's about divine feminine energy. And once the brothers understand that, and the true melanated kings out here, we understand that, man. But a lot of us now, through our growth, they trying to make sure they keep us separated from finding that true queen, man, by confusing it with this BS woke mess. I'll take me a divine back. I don't care. It ain't about no job or where you at, what you doing. It's about where your mind at. Are you ready to create a business? Are you ready to do? Can you offer me some help? As man, melanated king, I got it covered. I do it on my own. And that's what real kings do. You still get it done and you do it, whether you got a family or not. But when you do bring somebody in the fold, you bring somebody in the fold that's worthy. You bring a melanated king that's worthy. You bring a melanated queen that's worthy. You bring a melanated queen that gets it, that understands not living in the lower nature, man, that understands what loyalty is about, because they've been twisted and taught to be loyal to the wrong BS, the wrong agendas, the wrong mess, man. And you got to understand, man, like I said, you got to understand the beginning to understand the ending. And this is the ending, y'all. When they show Sodom and Gomorrah, that was them trying to get rid of that germ, that bad germ. And in doing that and getting rid of that bad germ, y'all, they understood too that it didn't happen. So now the human story has to be created, because what we living in now, what we here today dealing with, is been based on lies. Everything. They stole everything. They whitewashed everything. They lied about everything. They hid everything, the true stuff. So now we have to recreate the human story, and that's why we're here. And that won't get done if they can keep capping divine feminine baddies, but it's not going to happen. It's a wrap. The system is collapsing because divine feminine is here. She's collapsed the systems. They're the ones that got Trump in from the beginning. Divine feminine baddies. The one that got him in through their energy. Before he was that man, he was that dude, that last president. He was that dude even before all of that. All the stars, everybody loved him. He got in, all of a sudden nobody liked him. You know why? Because they understood. It wasn't his hammers. They didn't get him in. They understood. He came in on some different stuff. He came in on divine feminine energy. The divine 9 melanated queens from the universe who are here right now. You go look at his videos. He always got a melanated woman behind him, looking real cool, real chill. What dimension do you think they from? Where do you think they from? Every president, every politician always got their hammer standing behind them. That's what they scared of. That's what they mad about, because of the divine feminine energy is here. And they're about to collapse this mess, y'all. Get your minds right. Get ready to create your own story and a new story, because it's a wrap. And salute to our divine feminine baddies, man. That's how we can rise up as kings, as melanated kings. We need that. Something they always try to cap, try to blame everything on. And if it wasn't for divine femininity from the beginning, exposing the beast system, we wouldn't be where we at now. The system has been exposed, and it's being exposed because of divine feminine melanated queens who are here today. And they doing their work on every level. And that sister that made that post, Queen Destiny, we recognize that. Peace to you and the king, man. I appreciate that post. Peace. Peace. I appreciate that post. Peace. Peace again. And this was Barry Israel Anu. Truth to divine feminine baddies. Down with that fake woke mess. Peace.